Hello. Hey guys, what's up? Oh, this light is bright. It's your girl Kim Ray, and you're watching Kim Music TV, and I am back with a Pvalley review. Now I missed episode 1. We're gonna do episode 2. I thought about backtracking, and maybe we'll have a conversation about it later, or maybe this will be episodes 1 and 2, honey. But let's go ahead and make sure I am heard. I am sweating because I chose to wear black, but I wanted to wear my blazer like Autumn Haley, honey. I wanted to wear my blazer. I need my fan, Jesus. Okay, let's see. My blazer. Okay, there we go. I need my. Okay. As you guys are getting settled, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video. Make sure you comment your thoughts down below. If you are on Twitter or Instagram, please leave your information. I would love to follow you on there as well because I love tweeting when I watch the show. And as does everyone else, right? But we love to get on there and have a little talk. Okay, so you've liked the video, you've subscribed to my channel, you are commenting as we go, and please understand that if you comment anything inappropriate, you are getting blocked and removed, honey. You're getting invited to the block party. Let's get into this conversation about Pvalley. So you guys know we have been waiting for Pvalley to come back. It seemed like it had been like so long because it had. When I was looking back at my reviews from season 1, they were legit in 2020. Now, I think it started tail end of 2020 and went into 2021. But no, this show has been off for a long time. And if you remember, it came on like right when COVID hit. So that's probably like, it didn't really do itself a favor with that part of it because people hadn't really, most of the shows that like were recovering from COVID and like we're figuring out how to shoot within that and writing within our new like America, they had finished a season and were shooting during it, right? But Pvalley was kind of like had just put it out, like I think was hadn't even been renewed for season 2 yet, like didn't know what it was gonna do, but it was still a good time because everybody was seated, everybody was everybody was at home, everybody was able to pay attention. It's kind of the same thing with a lot of things, right? You were finally seated and stagnant and able to pay attention. So this show was a hit. Everybody loved it. Congratulations to Katori Hall. Did her thing, right? So this season, we're dealing with the ramifications of quarantine and COVID and what it's done to all of our characters, right? For the most part, we see everyone's back. Gidget's moved to Arizona. That's where she's doing her thing out there, where after her mom had passed, Mississippi's not at the Pink, but we're still like following her closely, right? Andre's made his way back to Chuckalisa, honey. Haley's still there. Mercedes still there. Patrice Woodbine still there. We're going to get on to her in just a minute. Uncle Clifford's still there, still thriving. Lil Murder's still there, just tugging at our heartstrings. And then we have some little like new people popping up, right? So I know a lot of people were concerned about episode 1 because it seemed like it was really slow and it wasn't giving what we thought it was going to give, right? But I felt like, you can't just put it all out there. I thought it was real creative, this whole car wash idea. I hate the fact that Haley is a co-owner of the Pink because she's so like stuffy. And so, hold on, y'all, because there's somebody walking by. If my dogs see them, they gonna go ham. They didn't. Okay. She's so like stuffy, and I know that she's really business savvy. And yes, she did save the Pink, right? But she's just really like, I don't know. Up until like the end of this episode, I was on her side. I was like, she's doing all the necessary things. Like maybe y'all just ain't used to it, but she's doing what needs to be done for the Pink, right? But I don't know. Just sometimes she be doing too much. Okay. And like when she did the opening like a whole week early, like that proved that. So let's see. Let's just do a character breakdown, and then I can kind of mix season one and not season one, episode one and episode two, and we can kind of talk about both. So that I feel a little caught up. Okay. Let's start with Patrice Woodbine. Y'all remember that Patrice had I always need to take a breath because she just I just really don't like people who do people wrong. And I don't understand, like, are they going to get this karma? Like, I don't want to harp on it because I'm really not an eye for an eye type of person. But I am the type that's like, if you're a good person and you're doing all the things that you need to do as a good person, like, I just want to see Mercedes win because she's like just trying to have this gym for these girls. Like, she ain't even trying to do nothing like outrageous. It's not like she's trying to be like super famous like Mississippi. Like, she was trying to get out the life. She's trying to open this gym for her girls. She's all about women empowerment and like getting out of the life. So to see Patrice Woodbine on here talking about where she wasn't saying where the money reside, but she was doing that tune. Y'all know Darrell, his song, the thing that he went viral for. And shout out to him because he was on this episode. She was doing that in her little commercial, and she's trying to get people in to come down and get sanitizer and masks. And I always wonder, like, what does a church benefit from? Like, how do they benefit from giving away free things? Like, yes, you get exposure, and yes, your church is packed. Does it all contribute to, like, just come down to tithes and offering, like filling up your church? I don't know, but we see her in a commercial that Uncle Clifford's grandma is watching, and I just was like, I'm so over her. Like, I love her as an actress. I feel like she's beautiful. She's doing all the things that she needs to do. She's definitely doing her job as an actress because we can't stand her, right? But it's just rings true to these type of people that do things in the name of God, and it's laced in greed or laced in hatred or laced in jealousy or envy. Like, and I just don't know how, like, you justify what you're doing in the name of the Lord. So that's her, right? Let's skip over to Mercedes. So Mercedes has had this like resounding shoulder issue. And at first it's like a little sore. We know that she is getting older, but she's also does her thing on that pole, right? She still ended up being like the main attraction at this car wash little setup they had going on. And she still got it. Like, she's working this pole. She's telling, actually, let me back up because her and Haley gonna kind of mix. Let's do Mississippi because Mississippi, I might be able to tie hers up a little quicker. Okay. Mississippi, she's working my nerves. Okay. Let me tell you why she's working my nerves. Okay. She had an opportunity. Let me back up. Last season, she was real doe-eyed, save me, like all up under Diamond, got the baby with Diamond, like he watching a baby, he helping her out. And she just like was fully just enabling this behavior of like, please be my hero and save me from this man who's just got me under his spell and he's putting hands on me and like, you're just my everything. And like, she might not have been saying these things specifically, but this was like her whole demeanor towards Diamond all last season. So when Derek came down to the Pank and he was doing all that he was doing and Diamond was still like pressing him and stuff, and she was still like, because this is a small town and maybe, she doesn't want to, it's way harder to inconvenience yourself and separate from him and start a new life. And you don't have to worry about him like running up on your stuff, running up at your job. Like, maybe he was paying for things, which this season now he's not. Okay. But maybe he was paying for some things. I just don't know. Okay. Maybe that was the thing last season. And so, I could see if she didn't have somebody trying to step in. But the way that Diamond stepped up for her and she had a gun to his face, like, I just can't get behind that. Okay. Like, Diamond's putting his everything on the line for her consistently. Okay. And then Derek calling this man the N-word with a hard ER. Like, girl, you think you know your man, but you really don't, tease. Okay. So all of that, knowing all of that, right? So last episode when she like, oh, stuff these diapers in the little thing. And then I'm thinking too, like, how many days has it been y'all ain't took out this trash? Because this episode when Derek found the diapers, he said last Thursday. I'm like, okay, girl, you got to see YA a little bit better than that. Okay. And that's my thing with her. It's like she be this much smart, but this much dumb. Okay. I just don't. Mississippi. I don't get it. Okay. So when she went down to the dollar store and she seen Diamond there, she was like, still trying to talk to him and was not apologetic. Instead was like trying to beg for, like, it seemed like she was just trying to beg for him to be like back cool with her and beg for his understanding instead of like being apologetic and being like, I want to get out of this. I don't know how to get out of it. Like, she really was legit like, I'm happy and this is my situation. And why couldn't you understand that? And you have to understand what it's like because I couldn't choose between. Like, girl, how you could not? How could you not choose between Tyler Lepley and Derek? I just want to be clear. I don't know how you couldn't choose between the two, honey, because it is not hard for me. Okay. But anyway, she's saying all that, right? So when this episode, when Derek finds the diapers, because y'all know, like, the end game is she's trying to go on tour with Lil Murder. Lil Murder, he really trying to get up out of Chuckalisa. Okay. He's talented. He got a lot of heart. He is so attractive to me. But he's trying to get up out of Chuckalisa by any means. Okay. And he been texting Uncle Clifford. Uncle Clifford been ignoring the text because Uncle Clifford feel like Uncle Clifford is too old to be in these down low situations. Like, if I'm gonna be with somebody, we got to be out. And the passion between them two is undeniable, honey. This is some good acting because y'all know the person who plays Lil Murder is married in a hetero marriage in real life. But this is good acting. That's a thespian right there, okay? But the whole thing for Lil Murder is he trying to get up out of Chuckalisa. He feel like, let's go on tour. They know that the appeal is Mississippi. You know that she's doing like a stream situation from her house. She running up the numbers. She got all these brand deals and stuff. But they know, like, they really want to get the bag. They need to go on tour. Now, I don't know how they was going to do this during the pandemic, but everybody knows, like, it's better to go to 50 states and get a check than it is to sit at home and try to get a check, right? You're going to be able to get the check in all these different places. Like, we're legit. We're with it. That's Mississippi's whole thing, right? She's trying to get away to go on tour, but she know her man is controlling. She know her man is crazy. Okay. He on this whole vendetta against Diamond, talking to the police officer like, he assaulted me. And I'm just like, girl, if this ain't a wake-up call to leave this man, she's sitting by his side. She doing all of that, right? She's sitting with her manager. And when I realized, like, she's just like stroking his ego, to be able to go. That's why I say, like, she's so smart because she knows how to put like the chips in place. Let me back up. As toxic as them two are, like, she knows how to play him. And that's why I say it's not really like it's not like a normal abusive relationship that we're used to seeing like in TV that's usually popularized. Like, usually the dude is running everything, like the girl don't get to speak. It's like a whole like pimp, whole like activity, right? But in this case, like Keyshawn, she's calling all the shots. She's saying all the things that she needs for revenue, like things at the door. Like, she's saying all the things. And I was like, okay, Keyshawn, like, you say what needs to be said, girl. Get it in, get all the things that you deserve. Get your coin, right? And so you see that she's like, the manager thinks like, oh, she not gonna be going. Like, she got him nervous. He doing the cocaine. Like, he telling the boys, like, yeah, I don't think she coming, but she texts him like, I'll be there. Because I think like she's like playing Derek, right? Derek didn't get a job, honey. He down on his luck. He done called the police because he just so jealous of Diamond in this whole situation. He lying to her about calling him the N-word. Like, so Mississippi, like, I got to put the wows on him if I want to go on this tour, right? my thing with Mississippi is you left them doggone kids. So he gonna have leverage either way. It's not like she took her kids in the heat of the night and took them to somebody. Like, she's still gonna have to deal with him in some capacity. So I just don't know if she gonna come back with a whole security guard. Like, we getting my kids. Like, how big does she think she gonna blow up? And that's the thing with Mississippi, I think. Like, she got stars in her eyes, like, legit, no lie, right? But it's also like, you're in a jacked up situation. And it's so funny because Lil Murda's like, dang, we might have to pull a Django. Like, because they feel it. They like, wow, you really up under this dude's whole guise. And like, we just can't pull you out of it. But that's why I was like, she ain't got no brothers, no sisters, no family, no nothing. No friends, I guess. No. But that's the thing too. It's like, he's like white supremacist. Like, it's just a really weird situation. And the fact that she's just staying in it when she's had plenty of opportunities, I feel like, you know, her blowing up online, like Diamond stepping in the way that he did, like, it would not have been hard for me to like choose when I had that gun up like that. You know, it's not gonna be a situation that I'm in, but you know what I'm saying. So anyway, that's what's going on in Mississippi, right? She ends up deciding to go on tour with Lil Murda, and that happens, right? Let's talk about Lil Murda. Lil Murda, like I said, he's trying to get up out of Chucalissa. He's trying to go on tour. Still stuck on Uncle Clifford, but, you know, trying to live his life and trying to, like, get up out the mud, basically, right? And so the manager, you know, he worked at the funeral home. Very weird dude. Very, very weird dude. He driving around in this hearse, and I guess it could give like a stretch limo feel. It's like a chrome gold hearse, okay? And they riding around in it. And so they pull up to the jail. Lil Murda like, what's going on? At the jail, they pick up this dude, this like D-Ray Davis looking dude. And Lil Murda did not look like he looked happy to see him. He hugged him, right? But the hug was a little long. Now, I couldn't tell if he was scared of a few things, okay? Was he scared because, like, oh my gosh, this dude is crazy, okay? This one of my friends, but he crazy. Like, is he gonna be somebody to hold me back? Or, like, if he find out about my situation, like, it's gonna be this whole homophobia thing, okay? That's one. Is it somebody that he potentially, like, got turned out by while he was in jail? And maybe he feel some way about like him being out and he gonna expose his secret, or it's gonna become some love triangle. I saw that a lot online. Or is it just the fact that like the dude was locked up for so long and he just can't believe like he's out and gonna protect me? I really don't think it's the third one, but what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Put it in the comments. What do you think is the thing about this dude? What is the thing about this dude? Okay. Let me write down what time, because I want to put these questions in the comment section. Okay, so that's one of my questions for this episode. What is the thing with the dude that just got out of jail? What's the thing? What's the weird thing going on, right? That's his whole push, right? But before he leaves town, he got to stop by Boo's house. Now, this one was crazy to me. Uncle Clifford ain't answered a message in 5 months, okay? Lil Murda gives me crazy a little bit. You know, like a heat of passion, like real sexy type, crazy type. So the fact that he didn't just roll over to that house in the first place, like, I know you seen my text. What's good? That's blowing my mind within itself, right? So he goes on over there, and Loretta Devine answers the door, and she like, Lil Murda! y'all know how she be talking. She's singing when she's talking. She like, and so she hugs him. She's real happy to see him, and Clifford sees him from the window, right? And doesn't realize that Lil Murda can see Uncle Clifford through the reflection in the mirror hiding. Right. So Lil Murda's like, you know, confessing his love and just like, I realized that I was wrong. And, you know, it just took up until now for me to realize that. I was just like, oh my God, go up to him. Uncle Clifford, go up to him. I was like, Uncle Clifford, if you don't get from behind that door. I know that Uncle Clifford did that. And the reason why I say Uncle Clifford is because I don't want to misgender. And that's the thing. Like, I hear a lot of people say he, she, and I just say Uncle Clifford because it could be they, them. I don't know. But I'm just thinking, like, why? Actually, not why. I know why Uncle Clifford is like setting up these boundaries, right? Because as much as Uncle Clifford and Lil Murder are like so impassioned and like in love with each other and know that they are for each other, are they really for each other though? That's my next question. Are Uncle Clifford and Little Murder really for each other? Like, wouldn't, like, since we're such Uncle Clifford fans, we would want Uncle Clifford to be happy and to be able to be out and to be able to be a power couple with whoever Uncle Clifford chooses to be with, right? But we know that with Little Murder's lifestyle and his positioning within the hood and where he's trying to go, there's so much homophobia and transphobia that is he even going to fully be able to thrive? Like, because of the image that he's going for, right? So are we even going to be able to be happy? They're not going to be able to be in all these corners and dips and dodging and hanging out in the backs of cars and doing all these things forever, you know? And so that's when you have to have like a grown-up conversation to be like, even though this feels good, even though this feels the best, is it what's best for me? And Uncle Clifford celebrating the 40th birthday, right? Anytime you celebrate a birthday that ends with a 0 or a 5, it's like a whole thing, right? So celebrating this 40th birthday, another decade, is just like, I'm still not doing ABC. I'm still stuck ABC. Like, so that's my question. Y'all let me know in the comments. Do we really want Lil Murder and Uncle Clifford together? Do we? Because if we do for real, a lot of stuff gonna have to change. And unfortunately, Lil Murder can't stay in Chucalissa forever. I mean, we've seen that most people who blow up for real do not thrive in their hometown. Just do not, because it's always somebody lurking and watching who is not your fan, who does not feel you can do it. This just got real serious for no reason. But y'all seen like Nipsey Hussle. You seen what's the rapper out of Tennessee? Oh, his name is on the tip of my tongue. You got y'all. Ooh, Young Dolph. We've seen Young Dolph, right? There's always someone in your, maybe in your immediate circle, maybe in your extended circle, extended family, neighborhood, who just is not cheering for you as much as you think, right? And you're just fun loving, you're just happy, you're just doing your thing, right? And that's the thing about hometowns. You just never know where they are. And they could be anywhere, right? Somebody hates that bad, unfortunately. It doesn't matter what you do, it's not going away. That is something within self they have to work on. Okay, so with that being said, I'm like, Lil Murder exchanging these gang signs or whatever it was he was doing with old dude with the light colored eyes when they passed by in the car talking about when the next single coming out last episode. I'm just like, yeah, he got to get up out of Chucalissa because I don't know. So that's my question. Y'all let me know. Okay, that's Lil Murder. That's Mississippi. Let's move on. Okay, so this whole thing between Haley, Mercedes, Uncle Clifford. Okay, Haley's thing is, y'all know she the new business owner. And Andre. Let me not forget Andre because he's up in this too. Y'all know she's the new owner of the Pink. She's trying to do things a little different so that they don't end up so far in the hole. But this money that she gave Uncle Clifford has essentially just blown it. So she's like, I got to do things to really get some eyes in here, some fresh eyes, some fresh talent, like, you know, how business owners do, right? So it was her idea to have this call for new dancers. And so she puts it out on Instagram. Mercedes is not happy about that because she feel like, let me just work with the same dancers we got. But it's kind of like, the pandemic showed us a lot of different ways to do some of the things that we've been doing the same for years. When I tell y'all, there are like so many teachers who were just like, yeah, I don't want to do this no more, and who have been teaching for years, but decided like, yeah, actually the pandemic opened my eyes and like, this is really just not for me. Like there's something else out there for me and this is not it anymore, right? And so that's what I feel like Haley's kind of realizing, like, okay, like I understand, like y'all love to paint, but there's other things that we can do to bring about more revenue. So she has this call, right? And in like real life, like seeing all these talented people come out, like I'm just like, dang, people really be talented AF. Like they really do. And I'm like, I'm not going to be getting on no pole, but the upper body strength is so admirable. I can't get on no pole because y'all know I've had 2 knee surgeries. But if I could learn how to just get on the pole and not have to use my knees, like I would love to learn that, because the fitness and the strength that you gain in the upper body, it's just amazing. But yeah, so they do this call. They have all these different people come out, right? You got, I was about to say Uncle L, Big L. I think it's Big L. Walking the line like a pimp, Daddy Kane in his Lakers colors, I believe. And we come across Big Bone. Now, Big Bone is not Big Bone. She just has a big behind. And we realize that's Miracle Watts. And Miracle Watts is shaking it, dropping it, juking it, all of this on the bar because she ends up getting hired, right? We also get a new dancer named Roulette. Roulette, she's not that thick or have a lot to work with, but she can move on that pole. And that's the thing. Like the acrobatics of this show are just the way they was spinning and curving around. I just was like, wow. And then you get, what was her name, child? Whisper. I don't know if she had contacts in, but she had the unicorn hair. She was messing it up too. Like getting down, giving it all. Okay. So we got 3 new dancers, 2 that's going to be hitting the pole, and Big Woody Judy or Big Bone, she going to be, bottle girl. And, she said, I can use this face and this body, and that's fine. That's fine. Because Haley ended up saying, no, I want her. Okay. Against Mercedes' best wishes. So Mercedes got some time to whip these 2 girls into shape. I don't know how long it was from this open call, because when they find out that Haley actually is going to do the grand opening on the next day, they are like not happy. And I wouldn't be happy either, because we realize that not only is that Uncle Clifford's birthday, it's also like, we not ready, sis. Like we're still like getting the place together. They're still installing poles. Like they still need to go through this routine. And as you can see, like Mercedes was already like this, where she was feeling like unsure of herself because, she's getting older. She's feeling like the young girls are phasing her out. She felt like that with Mississippi, but now she really feels like that because, and I feel like a lot of us generations go through that, because the younger generation, they're always going to come with something younger and fresher, right? And so older generations always try to like put things in perspective by saying like, we have the wisdom and we are the roots and we did it first. And sometimes this is laced in insecurity, because you see people doing something that, if you came up during this time, like you wish you could do it that way. And then other times, like that really is true. Like you might have more wisdom. Like Mercedes got some wisdom about some things, but them young girls can teach, y'all, I can't get this. Okay, here we go. Them young girls can teach something too. So, yeah, we see kind of like this jealousy thing brewing. And, when opening night happens and they're hitting all these tricks and they got the crowd going and Mercedes is working the floor, but the people in the crowd are pointing up at them. And like, they were shutting it down. And so, on one hand, I'm like, Mercedes, let them young girls do all that work. You ain't got to bear your all on a pole no more. Okay? If anything, it's kind of like ballroom scene, because I've been watching a lot of Legendary. Like, you are the queen mother at this point. Okay? Let them girls do all that work. But, the crowd kind of makes her feel away too. And definitely in practice, when they were like, yeah, you want me to get you some of them green bottles from the 7-Eleven? I'm like, the way they talk, I tweeted this. They gotta practice this lingo. It just flows off the tongue so smoothly, but it's so like intricate, but it's still just so Tennessee apparently and so Southern. Like, it's music to my ears. I mean, it's very talented how they do it. Okay, so she ended up hurting herself. Okay, because she sees them, she's trying to one up them, doing way too much on the pole. At the same time, Haley losing her mind because she realizing running the paint is harder than she think. Okay, because Uncle Clifford did not show up. Uncle Clifford straight up said, "Okay, you think? You want to be a bad girl? Oh, you want to be a bad girl? Okay, but let's see you do it. Let's see you do it. You got it all by yourself." And Uncle Clifford did not show up. Okay, Autumn can't get Miracle Watts off the bar twerking. Now she getting the money, right? But you can't be on the bar where we like doing orders. You can't do that. She can't get the baby daddy drama like under control because they have no security. Big L is trying to deal with a fire in the kitchen. Like, so many things are happening. Okay, and so she realizes, like, yeah, and to be fair, the first night of anything is hectic. It goes crazy. Like your first day at a new job, your first, like all of that, right? But it's also like she bit off more than she could chew, and she has like a lot of pride. And if she just would be more collaborative and do more listening than talking, okay? Because watching her and Uncle Clifford like tag team Andre and his homeboy who are trying to buy the paint, like that was, I like that. Okay, work together, Haley. I don't really like seeing her like doing all these things that they don't want to do. I don't really like it. Okay. So yeah, my next question is, do y'all think Haley gonna tuck her tail down and go get some help from Uncle Clifford and admit like, hey, this is too much? Because by the end of the episode, when Mercedes put her out, which was deservedly so, when Mercedes put her out and she like walking through this, because I said she gonna need somewhere to stay and she better go stay at that Pink that she spent all that money on. When she's walking through the Pink in her lingerie and robe, which is so unrealistic, and we see the ghost of old dude, I'm like, girl. But she's walking through, and then, you know, she does her little performance on the pole, and then Andre come in there, and they hug and stuff. I was still just like, girl, you're going to have to figure something out. Because did they make, like, it would be one thing if she realizes, like, even though it was hard, with all these things that she did, they broke even, they made money, like, and then she can prove to Uncle Clifford, like, see? But if they still didn't break even and they still didn't do what needed to be done because Mercedes fell. And when I tell y'all, that moment had me like, Mercedes, no. Mercedes, no. Mercedes, no. And I thought like maybe she was going to like land it, but just like be wincing in pain. And then when she didn't, even though we didn't see the impact, like the anticipation, this was so well shot. The anticipation, the slow-mos, the looks, the music, like it just, like you could feel the tension, right? I was just like, oh, wait. So let's get into this part with Diamond. So they take Mercedes over to Diamond, and Diamond is going to perform some type of ritual or exercise on her, right? I'm not into like roots and spirits in the universe, but we know that there's been like this looming thing because they killed Haley's ex at the Pink, right? So we saw his blood on the wall. We saw his ghost pop up on the cameras. Now I think it was his ghost because they for sure killed him, right? I think it is his ghost. Mercedes has just been feeling like they're gonna find out, they're gonna figure out what happened that night. And the crazy thing is that happened and then the pandemic hit. So it's just been like all this time, right? Mississippi's like involved with the police. The police asking about Autumn's real name. She's not sharing it, I don't think. Because I thought the police was asking for Uncle Clifford's real name, but I don't know. Anyway, it's been like a whole thing, right? So what this ends up being is that Diamond like extracts 7 pounds from Mercedes. Like he does this whole thing. She's like, it's like an exorcism. Like she's shaking, like her body's getting all flopped around. And then when he like removes it and puts it on this scale, it's like 7 pounds. And that's like the name of the episode, 7 pounds of pressure, I think. And the symbolism for me was Mercedes essentially got wrapped up with this dude who was Haley's problem. So she got involved in Haley's mess and took on Haley's mess. And then, like, even with her own mess going on, when her mom stole her gym from her, like, she's just carrying all this stress on her. And that's why they say, like, stress truly can be a killer, because she has all this stress on her. Like, my mom has tendonitis, and that's like when your like muscles just like ache. And that's kind of what it sounds like, because she's carrying all this stress, like in her neck and her back and her shoulder. Like, it's all from all these things that have been happening, right? And she can't really release it. She has nowhere to release it because there's just no joy right now. Even like her gym where she wanted to have like her girls, like a lot of the parents don't feel it's safe or can't afford to send their kids out. So it's like anywhere where she could get joy, like her dude has gone back to jail. Like, everything is stressful. So when he extracts all that from her, she's able to like reflect and be like, this is because of you. Like, ever since I gave in to having you in my life, because remember, y'all, they was doing all this money laundering. I don't know if it was money laundering, but they was like, not money laundering. They was basically robbing her ex of like all this money. And you know, they was partners and all that. So she's carrying all this stress. He removes all the stress, and she's like, yeah, you got to get out. There's no way. What I want from Mercedes is joy. I really want Mercedes to win. I just feel like we always see her frown, like we never see her smile, and she's such a pretty woman. I'm like, Jesus, can Mercedes win one time? It don't even look like she's gonna win next episode. My last thing is Andre. Andre is, this is my thing with Andre. Okay, he's like, gives his wife all these excuses and is back in town, and I wish he would just leave her, because he's not doing her no favors. Like, his wife is like legit out here trying to save the world, got a rash on her face from wearing this mask all the time. She's doing all this extra downstairs in the basement to like keep him safe from the virus. She come upstairs and he playing video games all day, like. And then on top of that, he's like, yeah, I got to go to this funeral. Like, he's not listening to a word that she's saying. He's not there for her. Like, just leave her. Just leave her. Just leave her. Or girl, just leave him. Like, it just ill. So y'all know that he's there, like, wrapping up like loose ends. He's trying to figure out, like, is he going to take on his uncle's legacy? Like, is he going to follow in that? He sees like some old home videos with his dad, where his dad is like saying like, you can do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be. You know, that's all we be needing to hear sometimes to like help us like chug along a little bit more. But his whole thing is he's realizing like his uncle was like really like Robin Hood. Like, he got this little connector and they run in the water from his place to like 2 or 3 other houses, because that's how the mayor would help the people keep their water on, is just like share his water. Like, so he really was like legit like Robin Hood, but it's still just like, okay, so what you gonna do? And then this whole situation with Haley is just like, what y'all gonna do? Like, I don't even really want them together, because while it's cute and everything, she just always like teasing him and flirting, and it's like, is he gonna end up playing her and taking everything? But it always feels like she plays him, so I just don't know. But I want to know what y'all think. Who is y'all favorite couple? Do y'all want them to live or not live? Do y'all want these couples to thrive? The thing about it is, within this framing and this small town, like, a lot of these little situations could work. Lil Murder and Uncle Clifford could definitely work, right? Oh my gosh, I didn't talk about Uncle Clifford's birthday. So Uncle Clifford kept swearing up and down Uncle Clifford ain't want nothing for the birthday, okay? Turning 40, no, I'm just sad because I ain't got nobody. I still stay with my grandma. I'm not doing what I want to do, right? Uncle Clifford ended up getting kidnapped kidnapped. And when I seen them acrylics, I was like, okay, we good to go. But what shocked me was Uncle Clifford wasn't dropped off and wasn't revealed to a surprise party at the bank. Now I was like, this is interesting because we ain't seen Uncle Clifford with no friends. We've only seen Uncle Clifford with employees. We've only seen Uncle Clifford working and everything revolving around the bank. So it was really cool to see Uncle Clifford just like enjoy a celebration for Uncle Clifford. Solely for Uncle Clifford. Surprise, Uncle Clifford. But Mercedes wasn't there. Haley wasn't there. Big L wasn't there. Like none of them were there. Okay. It was all of Uncle Clifford's homeboys, homegirls, like a skating party. They got Uncle Clifford together with the hair and the outfit. And then Uncle Clifford sees somebody that looked like Lil Murder. And it wasn't him. I thought it was him. They end up getting it on. And I said, okay, go ahead, get you some birthday stuff. Go ahead, get you some birthday stuff. But I also was just like, the friend, Uncle Clifford was like clearly hurt and kept saying, like, don't fall for so-and-so because this might happen and that might happen. And then Uncle Clifford shows Uncle Clifford's friends who it is. Now I was like, okay, this must be a real trusted group of people, but in that life, like, and most people are part of the community there, they are used to dealing with down low people. Unfortunately, people are part of the community. It's like a cautionary tale. Like everybody's dealt with someone. It's like a whole ordeal. And so they're kind of commiserating with Uncle Clifford. And we get this whole thing where like Uncle Clifford's been going in on this one friend about hoeing or something. And she's like, well, at least I'm happy. And that's the thing, too, I be saying about people. Like, if you know where to put someone, like, you know what they're bringing, you know what they give, that's better than somebody who's just, like, unhappy, fake, don't really know what they're doing. You can't place them. They flow with the wind. Like, you know what I'm saying? So many lessons within this episode. I've been on here a long time, 42 minutes to be exact. If you enjoyed this review, please let me know with a like on the video. Subscribe to my channel and look out for more reviews. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Camera Music TV. You can also follow my doggy page at Doodles with Soul. You can also follow my what else can you follow, honey? No, that's it. Oh, my TikTok at Cam Yonsei, the teacher. But yeah. I'm Camera. This is Camera Music TV. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, end broadcast. Here we go.